Greetings of the day from CA Dr. Rajkumar Adukia. In this video, myself and CA Namrata Nayak will speak on how to pass paper 5 auditing and ethics with more than 90 marks as per our passion, as per our liking. The views are our personal views, and anything happens in life, like this video I'm making, because first I had a thought in my mind ki I should make a video for intermediate auditing students, because this subject is very simple, but the general perception when I talk to students that it is tough. So similarly, my request to each student, each viewer is, think that subject is very simple. Think and visualize that you can learn the subject in a masterly manner. And with this, we commence our deliberations. See, Namrata, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So it's so wonderful to be a part of this session, and I urge all the students to go through this session, because there are a lot of inputs which are coming from this learned man who can motivate us to maneuver through this journey of becoming a CA, right? Sir, since this is an exam time now, and there's a lot students also come under a lot of pressure to rush through the syllabus. So, what do you suggest, one day before the exam, how the students can approach the subject in a methodical way? If you could just give us some inputs, that will be so helpful.
See, one is if we have prepared a notes earlier, we can refer those notes. Second is, there is a Saransh by Board of Studies on each subject. On auditing also it is there, so that can be referred. Third is the bullet points in the subject. Fourth is, the standards which are there, like in intermediate, we have only standards on auditing. So we have 200 series, we have 300 series, we have 500 series, 600, 700, and 800. So it is very easy to remember this. I'll just, give a remembering technique like 200. So there is a 200 or 200. So overall objective of an audit, which is an independent examination and giving a report on true and fairness of financial statement. 210 is terms of engagement. We can say 10. So in the 220 is audit quality. 2 should be equal to 2. Even 1.999 will not do. 230 is on audit documentation. 240 is on fraud and errors. 250, 2 plus 5 is 7. So it is like laws. If 7, if we reverse, 260 is reporting to those charged with governance. 265 reporting of internal control deficiencies to those who are charged with governance and management. 299 is joint auditors. So in 200 series, we have 9 standards. In 300 series, which is up to 499, we have 6 standards. In 500 series, we have 11 standards. In 600 series, we have 3 standards. So 600 is a consideration of report of other auditors, 00600. 610 is consideration of report of internal auditor. 620 is the report of an expert. Then in the 700 series, we have 6 standards, which is a reporting. And 800 is a specialized audit. Now for steps on auditing, I have coined a word like my initials, including father's initials, are RSA, Rajkumar Satyanarayan Adukia. So I have said RSA, up, always above others, in a most humble manner. So in reverse manner, P is a pre-engagement. Before we engage, are we capable? Have we done internal audit in the previous year? So pre-engagement. Then U is understanding the business. So 300 to 499. Then A is audit planning. So 300 series will apply. Then substantive procedures. So audit evidence 500 series will apply. And then R is reporting. So 700 series. So Namrata, this whole subject and my friends can be covered in the simplest manner to revise all the standards. See, so first step is standard number and what is the name or contents in one or two words, not the full name. And the name itself will give us an idea that what is the content of that standard.
Yes, so this is a very nice technique which you have just spoken about. So there are also SREs, right? So there are a few statement on reporting entities. So there are I think five or six. So how do we remember them as well? Is there any technique which
In
is covered?
intermediate, we have only standards on auditing. So I'm not
Okay,
covering the
okay,
review engagement standards,
okay,
other assurances, and related services.
okay.
So we have two standards on review, three
Hmm.
standards on other assurances, and two standards on related services. So
Okay. So the
including
intermediate
SQC,
student, sorry, yeah.
we have 46 standards. But I would like to cover, how to approach the auditing paper in the examination hall.
Yeah, that'll be good because if you could just while the students are aware of the examination pattern, maybe it will help to, discuss briefly on the structure of the question paper and how much time we have to dedicate to for each of the subject. So we plan that well in advance so that we have visibility that how
Yes.
much energy to spend on which section. Yeah, if you could just
See,
tell us about.
the May 24 exam is the first exam under the new system, which is started from 1st July 23. So my request to the students is don't look for the old exam papers. Don't look at the suggested answers because the pattern of the paper and the exam syllabus may have undergone a change. So Board of Studies have prepared two model papers. So the pattern of the paper is 30% is objective, case scenario based and MCQs. And 70% are descriptive questions. And in descriptive questions, we have 4 out of 5, which we do. And so in the exam, we have 15 minutes to read question paper. So if exam time is 2 to 5, 1:45 to 2 o'clock, so we should reach the exam hall before 1:45 so that we get full time for reading question paper. We should read twice, thrice, 4 times. We can mark certain words or so we will know which question we should attempt first. Now another question which comes to our mind is, shall we do descriptive first or shall we do case scenario and MCQ first? My suggestion is do case scenario and MCQ first because those 30 marks, we may take 30 minutes, we may take 40 minutes. So then we will know in descriptive how much time we have. So we have 180 minutes, 3 hours. 10 minutes we should reserve for reviewing whatever we have written in the 3 hours or 170 minutes. We should try to be in the examination hall for full 3 hours. there is no use of leaving early and then we will think that we will read for the next paper, because if we coolly think, some ideas may come and we may write answers to certain questions. In case scenario and MCQ, there are no negative marking. So first of all, uh, Namrata, I think you have done on elimination process and how to get a
Yes.
correct answer in case scenario and MCQ. If
Right.
you can elaborate
Right.
that.
Yeah. So, what we have to do is what sir is talking about is the elimination process, right? So, in an MCQ, you may have been given some four options. So, let's first see which is not applicable to the particular standard or the scenario that is being explained. So, when you eliminate the wrong options, so you arrive at the correct answer. So, that's how it goes. So, let us not get into a guesswork. So what happens is ये हो सकता है वो हो सकता है, if you get into that gamut, then it is all it will all go haywire, right? So let's understand the concept first, and then it helps us to eliminate the wrong answers and arrive at the right answer. The other option that we also have is to just, if it is to the point, if the question is to the point, then we might as well recall what the standard is stating, and that you have your answer right there. You don't have to get confused by going through each of the options. So you have to be sure about the provision of the essay. That will actually help. This is my view.
Very true, Namrata. So my request to the students is, if we read, see, sometimes the description is given about the company, about, like there is one question where they have said Central Drugs Standards Control Organization, National Regulatory Authority. So all that, if we take interest, if we read coolly, we will understand it. Then in descriptive questions, suppose if we have taken 30 minutes in case scenario and 10 minutes we have reserved for reviewing our answer book. So out of 180 minus 30 minus 10, so we have 140 minutes. So if we have to do 4 questions, that means we have 35 minutes. 140 divided by 4 divided by 2 comes to 70, and then 70 again divided by 2 comes to 35. So there may be a question where I feel I can write for 50 minutes, but I should stop at 35 minutes. I can leave 4 pages, 3 pages blank, maybe both sides, and then start another question. Again, out of 4 descriptive questions, I should pick up the one which I know best. So my confidence gets increased, and then I will take up another question where I know the least. Then I will think on the answer. I will close my eyes. I'll think the whole knowledge. I will think of which essay applies, what can be the answer. And then I should write, and I should write an answer for all questions. Say if I write 5 lines or 10 lines on a descriptive question which otherwise I would have unanswered, then if I write those 5, 6 lines, I may get 3 marks, 4 marks, depending on what is the question contains how many marks. So we must answer all questions. We must budget our time. We must take 10 minutes, because sometimes when we are writing speedily. And this remind me another thing. See, in the morning, I write affirmations and gratitude. So I write affirmations that I am very healthy, I am wealthy, I manage my emotions 100%, I forgive myself, I forgive others. Then I write gratitude. I am grateful to the universe. So what I have seen, I'm what was the handwriting before 20 years, 30 years? Today's handwriting is not that good compared to 30 years because that handwriting practice has gone. So when you are preparing for the exam, no, after every 1 hour, write 2 pages, close your eyes and ask your mind, what you understood in 1 hour, which I spent on reading. So our writing practice, so in the exam hall, write with good handwriting. Let it be less number of pages. But if you were a reader, will you read something which is not written legibly and in good handwriting? So good handwriting do make a difference in getting good marks. Another thing is, if somebody would like to fool you, give a wrong answer to you, what will be the image of the subsequent answers of that person? Same thing in the exam hall, in the answer book. We should not make an attempt to write anything and then expecting the examiner to give the marks to us. We are fooling the examiner. Then subsequently, even if we have written a correct answer, the chances are that examiner may not read that thoroughly. And I do not mean to say at all, examiners are supposed to read each answer very carefully and fully, and then they give the marks.
Yeah, this reminds me of our school days or college days, right? Where our teachers used to tell, write it beautifully. Very, very true, very true. Even we used to ensure that it's legible, it's not striked off, it's not overwritten, or it's not erased, and again the paper tears off. We had to be very careful, and we have to ensure that. And you really brought a very pertinent point to the table, sir. So just write and practice. Right. So when we write, our recall, we know that we are able to remember, but when we actually recall it, and when from pen to paper, when we bring it, so that gives us a confidence also that yes, we have remembered, or we have recalled it sufficiently. So this is a very good technique that can be practiced. And I also agree with the Adukia sir that writing affirmations. So this is very, I think he's addressing the softer side of our mind, right? So we are using our brain while we are writing our
Namrata,
exam,
I
but the
wanted to
mind.
take some time quickly to tell how to remember 500 series.
Yes, yes,
Because this
please,
is
sir.
very
Yeah.
important audit evidence, 11 standards, because evidence is the most important part of any activity. So 500 is audit evidence. So E is the fifth alphabet. So we can remember that audit evidence comes in 500. Then 501 is a specific factors, the inventory and two other items. 505 is external confirmation. Then 510 is checking opening balances, initial engagement. So one is like I. 520 is analytical procedures. 530 is audit sampling. If 5 plus 3 is 8, if we divide 8, cut 8 into the middle, we get 2S. So 540 is the auditing of estimates, fair value, accounting estimates, and related disclosure. 550 is related party, 5 plus 5. Both are siblings. 560 is subsequent events. After 5, 6 comes. 570 is going concern. So we can say 5 plus 7 is 12. So bhagta hai. 580 is a written representation. So we have 11 standards in 500 series and 300 series also. 300 is planning of an audit. 315 is a risk assessment and 330 is a response to risk. 320 is materiality. 3 plus 2 is 5. M is in the middle. And 402 is audit considerations uh, in the internal control of service organizations. And 450 is evaluation of misstatement during the audit. So these standards, 700 also is are very, very important. So there are 6 standards. 700 is man, it's a foundation forming an opinion. 701 is a key audit matters. So it is one key audit matters. 705 is modification. Again, 5 is in the middle. 706 is emphasis of matter. 710 is comparative information. And 720, there is a 0O. It's other information. So these 38 standards, which are the standard on auditing. So 9 on general principles. Then we have a 6 on audit planning, 11 on audit evidence, 3 on other auditors, internal auditors, and 6 on report, and 3 on the special items. So 800 is special purpose framework. 805 is audit of single items. So when we do inventory audit and things like that. And 810 is report on summary financial statements. So I consider this paper, auditing and ethics. In ethics, what we can do, we can read first schedule to the Chartered Accountants Act and second schedule to the Chartered Accountants Act to get an idea. Namrata, would you like to add
Yeah,
your
so
expertise?
yeah, so I also remember earlier, we used to read all this, the Chartered Accountant magazine, where we used to get case studies regarding professional misconduct and the action taken by the disciplinary committee against the erring members of the institute, right? So reading all this will surely help us to understand the Chartered Accountants Act and how to even read the question which comes in the examination. So do you think this would be a right approach, because all these questions on professional ethics, on ethics basically,
100%
it
right
comes as
approach.
a case study, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yes. I would like to cover, one more chapter, the special features of different types of entities. There we have a government, local bodies, charitable trust, partnership firms, educational institutions, hotels. Now, see, if there is an audit of a hotel, so what are the receipts in the hotel? The receipts are receipt from the guest for the rooms, room nights. Then if there is a restaurant in the hotel, receipt of food
Food
items sold.
bills, yes.
Then the receipts of laundry facilities. There may be a spa, so the receipts from spa. Now, what will be the expenditure? The electricity expenditure. If the hotel is on lease, then lease rentals. If it is on ownership, then there will be uh, a rent, the salary to the employees, salaries to the manager. So it is very easy depending on the type of entity. The question comes, if it is a club, then we have a membership fees from the club members. If there are extra charges on certain facilities, then those receipts. Payment again will be like electricity, rent, salary to employees, things like that. If a club has a liquor license, then the license fees. Uh, so it is very easy, special. Then another chapter is there audit of banks. Now banks, again, bank deals in money. So there are current account, fixed deposit account, saving account. And then the bank gives the loan, term loan, cash credit loan. They give non-funded guarantees, letters of credit. So the two legislations, Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 and Banking Regulations Act 1949, we can write about these two legislations. And this chapter also can be covered. What are the audit of revenue items? So what is the revenue receipts? It is the interest on term loan, interest on cash credit. Uh, there may be consumer loans, gold loans. The payment will be interest to saving account, interest to fixed deposit, salary, and things like that. Namrata, would you like to talk about any chapter or any other aspect in this paper?
Sir, I wanted to just add to the descriptive answers when we write. So let us not put in extra information. It can be concise and to the point. Maybe we should keep it like that, and neatly written point by point, where a Roman number or A, B, C, D, the series can be specified, where specific bullet points may have to be written. So let the presentation be in such a way that even the evaluator, he finds it more interesting to see your paper because it's meticulously written, it is orderly. So it gives a perspective to the evaluator also, that this person's mind is sorted, and the flow of the points is also in a particular order. Maybe we have to make a effort in presenting, because presentation is makes a first impact on the reader of the answer paper. So I think we should focus on that as well, sir.
Thank you, Namrata. I think we will keep the video short. I request viewers to subscribe to uh, our channel, and we also love answering questions on any chapter, any subject at any level, foundation, inter, final, and maybe the students of other courses, company secretary, cost accountancy, law, because this is our passion of both of us. And therefore, as a mastermind, one thing which I want to tell to the student, even in the exam time, find out another student who can read along with you. And after every 2 hours, they can discuss among themselves, ki, okay, two of us, we did 500 series and 700 series. So one will explain to another. This is also called Feynman technology. What we can teach to others, we have understood very well. So wish you best of luck, and look forward to see you as a member of our institute and meet at one of the occasion in the students conference or other places. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, viewers, for watching. Happy learning.
Thank you. Happy learning.